Now that we have our cones done for our Wayne Thiebaud ice cream cones, we can now add the top ice cream part of the ice cream cone. For this part, you have a few different shapes of ice cream that you can choose from, and you will choose 3 of these shapes, and you will want 3 different colored oil pastels for each ice cream cone. So I will have 1 pink, 1 blue, and 1 white ice cream cone. You will also need a black to add the shadows, just like Wayne Thiebaud did in his paintings. So to start off, I am going to start with my pink oil pastel, and I'm going to choose one of these shapes on our handouts to use for my first ice cream cone. I think I'm just going to go with this one here, which is a 1 scoop ice cream cone. And so the first thing I'm going to do is draw this top shape right on top of my cone. So it has 2 small curves down here at the bottom, and then 1 larger curve up here at the top. And then all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to color this shape in with my pink. Okay, now that I have the shape of my ice cream cone finished, I need to go in and add those shadows. Now, we know that our light source is coming from this side, so our shadows have been on this side of our ice cream cone. That is why we created shadows on this side of our cones in the previous tutorial. So now I need to use my black oil pastel to add the shadows to the top of my ice cream cone. So looking at my handout, these little lines that are drawn on my cone shape are showing me where I should create some shadows. So anywhere that I see these small lines, I'm gonna go ahead and just make small side-to-side lines with my black oil pastel. Right where those small lines are on my handout. Okay, so I added the shadows, and clearly it's very harsh right now because I need to go back in with my color and blend that shadow. So I'm gonna go right over top of that black pastel here, and I'm going to blend that black in. Notice I'm still going side to side because that is the way the light source is hitting my ice cream cone. And so now I have a blended shadow on my first ice cream cone. And if you feel like you need to go back and blend some more, if you feel like it's still a little bit too harsh or you're not happy with how it looks, go back and keep blending until you feel it looks how you want it to look. Even if that means adding more shadow, you can absolutely do that. The last finishing touch I'm going to add to my first ice cream cone is since the light source is coming from this side, I'm going to take my white and I'm just going to add a highlight to the top part of my ice cream cone so it looks nice and shiny and tasty. Now that I have my first cone done, I am going to repeat those steps for my second and third cone, but I'm going to choose a different shape for my second one and then another different shape for my third one. For my second one, I'm going to choose this layered shape here, and I'm actually going to do it in white. So for this here, I'm going to start with the shape like I did my first cone. It has 2 curves, 2 smaller curves, 2 even smaller curves, and then it comes to a point. Then I'm going to go ahead and color this shape in. Once I have my shape colored in with my white, I'm going to look at my handout and see where my shadows are going to go. So since the light source is on this side, of course my shadow is going to be on this side of my cone, but it's also going to be in between each bump because that is a layer of ice cream. So I'm going to go ahead and add the shadows here, like my handout says, on this side. And again, it looks very harsh right now because I haven't gone back and blended. And then I am going to take my white and I'm going to go back over that shadow and blend it in. Make sure you're following the shape of the ice cream cone as best as you can. Side to side coloring seems to work best. Okay, so I have my second cone done. Now, usually I would go in my white and make a highlight, but since my ice cream cone is already white, we do not need to go in and add a highlight. And again, if you find any areas that you feel need to be touched up at any time, please go back in and touch them up however you like. I am now going to choose another shape and use my last color for my last ice cream cone. I'm going to add the shadows, I'm going to blend, add the highlights, and then I will be finished with the top portion of my ice cream cone.